Hey folks, LA Little here with TA today, and I'm going to just look at where the market is right now. It's about 10:40 a.m. January 22nd, and that's Pacific time. So we've got about 2.5 hours. It looks like about 2.5 hours till the close. Now, in the last video, I talked about Microsoft. I'm going to start with Microsoft, and then we're going to shift over and we're going to look at Intel. I've got Intel up, so let's just do Intel first, and then we'll go back to Microsoft. Microsoft was a trade that I mentioned in the last video, and I said, hey, if it gets down to this certain level, and we'll go over it, this looks like a buy. And I was watching it. It did what it was supposed to do, bought it, got a nice return, flipped it already for really some fast points. So let's look at Intel though. Intel, why? Well, because it's after the bell. They're going to give us earnings. And if you look at Intel here, tremendous run. I mean, back when Trump did his thing, this thing was trading at what, 26 or so, and now we're at a double. So you got a double in 6 months, 7 months. That's a pretty good run. Can it go farther? Yeah, it can, but just getting a little stretched here. And that was the point of bringing this up. If you look at it, you got a target at 55.08. It's trading at 54.5. You got earnings after the bell. It can certainly tag that number. There's another one up at 60.43. Could it go up there and reach that? Well, it's possible, but again, it looks pretty stretched here to me. If you look at this move from here to here, fairly significant. 34.5, 54.5. You got 20 points in a matter of what is that? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, about 3 weeks really. Tremendous run, right? And you're coming in at earnings. And you kind of got this, big spike here on volume, and you're testing it today. Now, if it closes under it, and then you get your earnings, and you can't go farther, what do you got? You got a spinning top up there telling you that you've probably done your thing. So Intel looks a little bit dangerous here to me. Longer term still looks fine. I mean, look at your MTTFs. They're not stretched long term. 39 here, 3 there. I mean, I suspect long term this thing's going to do fine. Let's flip over now and look at Microsoft and look at that trade. And then we're going to look at the SOX itself. So let me go here. I want MAGs to get Microsoft, and we'll pop into here. And the trade here that I talked about, and I'm going to blow this up, was that when you came into this swing point high and that swing point high, if you remember, I said the overlap of these two, which is the bottom of this one, 40, 40, 50, and the top of that one, 40, 48, 38, right? That's going to be an interesting area and probably give you a good bounce. And what did it do? It got right down into that. I'm looking on a weekly here, so that's the low from Tuesday, 40, 38, 68. Today it's trading up at 451.68, got a high of 56.80. Is this thing done? Well, no, it probably isn't. Is it worth taking profits? I mean, if you bought it in this little area back here, well, maybe so, right? I mean, I took mine. This was a swing trade. It was a bounce. That was the trade. The trade was back to the top of this. Now, can we get up higher? Yeah, we certainly can. If the market keeps running, it's going to come right back up and do a bearish retest regen, and you got a lot more points to go. If it falls back a little bit, you buy it again. In my case, yeah, I would. It's still on my radar, and it's something to think about. So that's the way that looks. Now let's go to the indexes, because that's kind of the question here is, will you get a further bounce or not? So if we look inside at the S&P 500, there's a bearish retest regen right here on the daily and where we're at, up above it. That says that what was, originally what was up was flipped and said, okay, we're either sideways or down. Now we've got this saying we're either going to go higher or we're sideways. So this is telling us that this market is still range trading at worst, potentially going back to the highs. Now contrast that with what you see over in the NDX, where it is still trying to break above that bearish retest regen, which is here. So it's right up at that level. So today's close will be very interesting. And today's close is also going to tell us something about the SOX. I'll use the index itself. Here's the SOX. Here's the, we've seen this before. They open it, they gap them open, right? This was a gap open and they couldn't keep going and they eventually get a little reset. Well, gap open, and what do? They sell it off and they're back into this test. So it looks to me like the SOX once more has kind of gotten ahead of itself here. It's probably going to try and take a break. And if you combine that with the Intel earnings after the bell, Intel's not a huge weighting, but it's a decent sized weighting. That may in fact be what happens, get another pullback up here. That's where these markets are. They're trading pretty strong. I like Microsoft on a retrace. I think Intel is not appetizing at these levels at all. And I think that you've got a mixed picture so far with the NDX unable to get over the bearish retest regen, the S&P already over it, and unless we get something major here in the last hour and a half, it's probably going to stay over it. So that's where we're at. Have a great one. I'll see you next time.